Welcome to the frequency filtering and color blending presentation. I will show you first how to do some real-time attribute and how to do your frequency filtering in real time, then how to do some frequency analyzing using the new frequency filtering windows, and then how to color blend your frequency filtering with the RGB, CMY, HSL or HSE, and then how to use this on horizon stack, for example. With PaleoScan, we have different kind of frequency filtering, like AN and amine with fast Fourier transform. And we have also Rgb, Butterworth, and Ricker with wavelet frequency filtering. This is the frequency filtering windows. You just have to drag and drop the volume. And PaleoScan will compute the amplitude spectrum and the preview on the right part. With this interface, you can compute as many filter as you want, for example for the middle frequency or for the high frequency. And if you compute 3 different frequency filtering, you can send directly to the Rgb Blending and have the display directly on the Rgb Blending windows. With the Rgb Blending, we can blend on volume, but you can also blend on horizon stack with a stack of horizons. For example, I create 3 different horizon stacks with 3 different filters, and I can display my Rgb blending on horizon stack and detect some event, for example, some turbidite event. We have other kind of blending, much more for structural interpretation, like CMY for cyan, magenta, and yellow. I blend similarity, chaos, and curvature, or HSV. I blend the thinning and the chaos, or HSL, with the chaos and the azimuth. Also, a last option, we can blend 3 different attributes like the dip, the variance, and the RMS in the same table to do a blending between 3 different attributes with the custom color bar. Just have to customize the color bar for each attribute, and then I can blend my 3 different horizon stack on the same viewer. For example, in this case, I just blend the dip and the variance. I will start the live demonstration. Just open my Seismic. I maximize my windows. Zoom in for the display. And if I click inside my viewer, I have access to the property. And the first property is attributes. I can display on the fly some attributes like the RMS. Just have to choose the vertical windows for the RMS analysis. Or we have some frequency filtering like low pass, high pass, and bandpass filter directly display on the fly on this viewer. For the bandpass filter, we have different kind of filter. I choose the Ricker, and I just have to choose the central frequency of the Ricker filter, and PaleoScan updates the display directly on the fly. I can customize my color bar and switch the filter type like the cosine filter type, and I just have to choose all the parameters for this filter. I will just close my windows, and then I will open the frequency decomposition windows. I maximize the windows, and I drag and drop my volume, my seismic. PaleoScan will compute the amplitude spectrum, and on the left part I have the preview of my filter. I'll just increase a little bit the windows and zoom to have a better view of the preview. Just have to choose the filter type, and then I can play with the cursor to change the parameter of my filter. I can also play directly with the value, and my filter and the preview are adapted directly on the fly. Then I can compute another filter and a third one. I can save this volume, and PaleoScan will save this volume as real-time attribute. As you can see, if I open my 3 different volumes from my project browser, then I just organize the windows. I can synchronize my windows to have the same vertical view, and PaleoScan creates 3 different filters from the spectral decomposition windows. I'll just close my windows, activate the advanced interpretation add-on module, and then from color blending I can do some color blending using my real-time attributes. I just have to drag and drop each channel, the red, the green and the blue channel, and then PaleoScan computes my Rgb blending directly on the main windows. I can customize each color bar for each channel, for the red, green and blue. And I can navigate into my volume. We have some channel on this part, but on inline it's quite difficult to compute. Due to this, I have computed the full volume of frequency filtering for this decomposition to have this attribute on time slice and have a better visualization of my channel, my turbidite events on time slice. Just click on the main volume and switch to the time slice orientation. I can customize my color bar exactly like before with the real-time attribute for each channel. And then I can navigate into the time slice with my color blending. As you can see, we have some slump on this part, just here. If I want, I can open my Seismic to cross-navigate to the channel events. I just open the Seismic and organize my windows. And then with the cross-navigation button, I can focus all the windows exactly on the same point. My channels are visible on the Seismic. I just cross-navigate and then I focus my color blending viewer exactly on this point. As you can see, I have the display of my channel on the time slice, but because it's a time slice, it's not follow the events. I have to navigate to follow the channel on this event. Due to this, we have a better object with PaleoScan to visualize the channel. It's the horizon stack, it's a stack of horizon, and I can navigate through my horizon stack to have a better visualization of the channel. We just open the Seismic and one horizon stack with the RMS amplitude attribute compute on this horizon stack. Just organize the windows. I will just change the intersection of the horizon stack, change the color bar of my horizon stack. As you can see, exactly like volume, everything it's update on the fly, and I have the visualization of all the change directly on the fly. And then, because it's stack of horizon, I just have to navigate to find my channel directly on this horizon stack. As you can see, I have the visualization of the channel on the horizon stack, and I can cross-navigate from the horizon stack to follow my channel into the Seismic. We have another channel just here. I can just cross-navigate and see my channel directly on my inline view. It's quite interesting because in this case we have the RMS amplitude, but of course we can do some frequency filtering and do some blending directly on the horizon stack. I have computed before 3 different horizon stack with 3 different frequency filtering, and exactly like volume, I just have to drag and drop my channel, the red for the low frequency, green for the middle frequency, and blue for the high frequency, and then I have my horizon stack with my color blending. Exactly the same, I increase my intersection just to have a better visualization of my intersection, and then I can cross-navigate from my horizon stack, change my color bar for each channel, exactly like the volume. Just customize my color bar, and then I can navigate. Just have to scroll to navigate into my horizon stack. I just go down to find my turbidite events, just close to have a better view of my horizon stack with the Rgb color blending. And then I just go down to have the visualization of the turbidite events. As you can see, we can find another event just on this part. And then if I go down again, I have my two turbidite events visible on my Rgb Blending viewer. We'll just customize to have very good visualization of these events. I will zoom in to see these events, and then I can send this view directly to the 3D viewer. I just have to right click and display 2D view in 3D. Just have to navigate, just rotate my 3D, and I have exactly the same view into my 3D viewer. I drag and drop my seismic to have an intersection of my seismic. I will just customize a little bit the color bar of my seismic for the 3D viewer, and I can navigate into my seismic. If I want, I can drag and drop another seismic to display a cross-line view. Just have to check and compute the cross-line. It's not computed yet for this volume. I just have to switch to the cross-line. PaleoScan asks me if I want to compute, and I compute the cross-line for this volume. If I want, I can apply the same color bar as my inline. I just have to drag and drop my color bar. And again, I can navigate for my inline and my crossline. And then if I want, I can also navigate with my horizon stack. Exactly the same. I just have to select my horizon stack. I just zoom in for the visualization of channel. And then I can go up and down to navigate into the stack of horizons. I can also play with the lighting of the 3D. I just have to play with the dip and azimuth, the yellow dot of my 3D viewer. And I can have two different information, the Rgb blending and the lighting. With this kind of event, I can extract this geobody. I have already done the extraction. Just have to drag and drop my geobody to display this geobody in 3D. As you can see, I have another geobody in the other part of the inline. Can just zoom in to have good visualization, and I can play with the inline to visualize my two channels with the Rgb blending and the lighting into the 3D viewer. Then, to finish this presentation, I will show you it's possible to do other kind of blending like CMY, HSL or HSV. I will start with the HSL. I just have to drag and drop my attributes. This kind of color blending, it's much more for structural interpretation and to help you to enhance your fold picking. I drag and drop exactly like the Rgb blending my 3 different channels, and then I just have to customize the color bar for each channel, hue, saturation, and lightness. Just play with the color bar. And exactly like the Rgb blending, I can also switch to the time slice. It's very useful to display all the fault network, exactly like this. And I have access to all my fault network with different kind of color blending. I can, of course, navigate into the time slice, exactly like the Rgb blending. If I just open the seismic, I just tile, and I can cross-navigate from my color blending to find all the faults directly on my seismic. I will just zoom in into the seismic, and then I can cross-navigate to find all the faults directly from my color blending viewer. With PaleoScan 2016, we have different kind of color blending like HSV. For hue, saturation, and value, I will just drag and drop other attributes like the thinning and keep the chaos. And then I will just play with the color bar to customize the visualization. With the thinning attribute, it's a vertical derivative of my 3D model. I allow the user to display also the unconformity, in this case in blue and purple, and the fault network. And then I will finish with the CMY for cyan, magenta, and yellow. I drag and drop other attributes, the similarity, the chaos, and the deepest descent gradient. It's the curvature of my 3D geo model. I will just customize again each color bar for each channel. To enhance the visualization of the fault network. Just play with the color bar, and then I will switch to the time slice, exactly like before, to have a very nice visualization of the fault network. We'll just right click and display this in 3D, exactly like my horizon stack. I can display this in 3D. I will just drag and drop my fault, and then I can play with the deep azimuth and filter size to display only the biggest fault, and I drag and drop my seismic to have the intersection with the seismic and with my 3D viewer. As you can see, this kind of color blending enhances the fault network visualization. As conclusion, with PaleoScan, you can do some frequency filtering directly on the fly with the real-time attribute, and then apply this frequency filtering with color blending. For frequency filtering, you can use some Rgb blending, but for structural interpretation and other kind of attributes, you can use CMY, HSC, HSL, and apply this color blending on horizon stack to have a better resolution of your prospect. Thank you for your attention. For more videos, you can visit our website or our YouTube channel.